The first thing is that Thabani Mpofu is an Adventist. He is the one who recruited Nelson Chamisa to SDA. Whether Chamisa as a pastor was attracted to this money, 450 salary, that Tagwirei is paying SDA pastors, we don't know. I want to feel pity for my brother Chamisa. It seems like he always makes terrible choices. He ran away from AFM politics. He plunges into SDA prostitution with his ZANU-PF. Nobody needs a car in Zimbabwe. Anybody who says I need a car is lying to you. What I don't know is whether Evangelist Marufu is also receiving his own salary from this quarter. Was sangana mswe Friday. Dai tikasangana vanhu vakaguta.
I'm a fan, I'll tell you.
The people's journey. What I need about my journalist is number one.
Yeah? Oh, serious?
My journalist is number one. Number one.
Zico is a journalist.
I'm a fan, I'll tell you.
pane kamwe kakungova true hashi kakutengeka kuva true judgmental kakutengeka katrue kukuudzira kanenge kaine katrue madouble standards. Nyaya dziri panapa hadzisi dzesuccession, hadzisi nyaya dzedzo dziri kunetsanetsa mupolitics. Tichataura nezvadzo in other videos that we are going to do, but these are issues where you need to tread carefully. Musango wanimaona musango musango. So the background of this is there is a lawyer whom most of you, if you are political fanatics, you know about a lawyer, a top advocate, anonzi advocate Thabani Mpofu. He is Chamisa's lawyer. He was the MDC lawyer, pese petwa ma-Concord and Chichi, ndo akanetsane the pit, the fulcrum, and the what. So this man is a devout SDA member. So he is not happy with the way that Kuda Tagwirei maybe is doing some stuff or what in church. Zvetange zvineka ZANU-PF mukati, zvetange pane state capture, church capture state church, capture what. Zvinhu zvacho hazvinyatsonzwisika. So he writes a tweet where he claims Kuda Tagwirei pays 650 pastors in SDA anovabhadhara $450 every month, which is a salary. Maybe it's part of the salary or what, but we are authoritatively told from Thabani Mpofu to Kuda Tagwirei has got that portion of money yaanopa mapastor eku-SDA. He is worried kuti panobva paita ka-marriage between bosi mari iri kunzi iri kubva mucompany Sakunda iri kunzi ine ownership also neZANU-PF, so zvikunzi church inenge yanyanyoita muchato neZANU-PF. He is worried about those type of things, and that is what he is reprimanding his SDA brothers over that. But Apostle T.F. Chiwenga is someone who usually comments on what will be happening in other churches or on social media. He now comes and he starts attacking Kuda Tagwirei, particularly pakuti aufana ngochitopa vanhu ivava 450 salary. You sape vanhu. So that is the video that we want to look at now, and we react to it right now. Tambai to my game Spin City munogona ngowina. Pane promotion yemota nema iPhone. Pane mota yatakawinisa vanhu last month, a $20,000 vehicle, brand new. Pane ma iPhone, pane ma cheese. So you can stand a chance to win ipapa. Join using link in the comment section. Ukangopinda ipapa unobva wabvunzwa promo code, unobva promo code ndizigo. Zvinokubatsira kuti machance ako ekuwina awedzere because inini ndineka lucky kandinako. Varuda masola manyama muchaona pamberi slide show Rema Solar as well, Maboho, anything solar, anything boho, contact Logo Solar Take on the numbers that will be showing on the screen. They are the best in town because I said they are the best in town. And without wasting much of time, let us get into the video.
The first thing is that Thabani Mpofu is an Adventist. He is the one who recruited Nelson Chamisa to SDA. whether Chamisa as a pastor was attracted to this money, 450 salary that Tagwirei is paying SDA pastors, we don't know. Tabani Mpofu says Kuda Tagwirei is giving SDA pastors salaries of $450 per month on top of other donations and cars that they are given for free. He included the phrase Zimbabwe's case, which is the big Toyota automobiles. Zimbabweans are obsessed with Land Cruisers. He says 600 SDA pastors in Zimbabwe are earning $450 each per month.
600, not 650. Pardon me, and that's 650.
From a church member who is a billionaire, a rich man. I want to see how much it is cumulatively. So Kuda Tagwirei uses $270,000 every month to pay SDA pastors' salaries. So what it means here is that SDA pastors are now Kuda Tagwirei's employees.
Why?
And this is something that we are simply observing and deducting from their decorated legal practitioner who is also their member, Tabani Mpofu.
Yes.
But what we also discovered is that ZANU-PF owns 40% of Sakunda shares, which Tagwirei owns 60%, if I'm not mistaken. And then he says what it means is that the money that SDA pastors are getting comes from ZANU-PF. And it appears like Tabani Mpofu is not comfortable with that.
He's not happy.
If you are an SDA church member, you must understand that the church is now a property of Kuda Tagwirei.
How?
Because there is no sane man who remunerates somebody else's employees. The law of common sense does not allow Bishop Mautsi to go and give salaries to Pastor Chuma's employees.
Never.
By giving salaries to SDA pastors, Tagwirei has effectively staged a coup against a church institution. And that is systematic, by the way. There is a motive behind that.
Apa ndodati ndinzwisembikana pakuti if Kuda Tagwirei is giving my SDA pastors salaries to the tune of $450 every month, does it mean that he is now the employer? Both these pastors, they are employed by the church for God. Vano employer ne church, but their employer church and the Mwari. Jesus ndiye akati anzi, the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. These guys, they belong to the Lord. If they are genuine pastors, they are employed by God. SDA is just an institution, a vehicle which they are operating from. But the employer of church in literal sense will be God. But God does not do a payroll or a wage roll from heaven. He uses people. Anoshandisa vanhu kupa. Mwari kana achikupa akupe zvekudonhedza pamudenga. Of course, mamiracles ariko ekuti unofitwa nemakondo. Fanika zvara Elijah. But to say just because Kuda Tagwirei is the one who is giving those people the money, then it means he is now their employer. I don't think it's literally correct.
The second thing we want to say to Mr. Tabani Mpofu is that maybe you might want to ask Mr. Tagwirei to increase the salary. This is what I want to ask Mr. Tagwirei and say, giving a pastor $450 a month is not really enough when we look at the cost of living in Zimbabwe. $450 is enough for a pastor to buy groceries if he has an average family of 3 children. A pastor and his wife and 3 children. They can buy groceries and pay bills. But as far as other important commitments like school fees and stuff, it's not good enough. Since you have money to waste, why don't you increase it to $1,000? Inguva yekudya zvinhu zvakabiwa. Let every thief join the table and eat as much as they can. Chiwenga told you a few months ago, the year of vomiting shall come. Kana muine nzara muchida kudya, idyai stereki, musanonoke kudya, musaregedze kudya. Kamburai. Kuti kana maakurutsa muwane simba mumbabvu mudze kurutsa. Because kurutsa mucharutsa zvenyu. Muchaona mucharutsa, akurutsa vanhu vacharutsa.
No, let's not look at the prophetic party apostle TF Chiwenga yekuti vanhu vacharutsa and chi. But tiri Kuda Tagwirei is giving my pastors $450. This is not something chiri kunzi e-contract or ichi or something of that sort. It's Kuda Tagwirei taking care of pastors for $450. And remember, the church is doing its part, or it has to do its part. This is just a church member who is doing what he can. Takafanana ne pledge, kana takafanana ne offering, kana takafanana ne something that you give in church or partnership. So to say 450 haina kukwana, ini ndo kunatanga kutoti right now ndoba mapastor ekuzayoja ese $25 per month. Ndiyani ndichida kupa. Ndini ndiri kungopawo. It doesn't mean kuti mapastor achararama $25 or kune mutemo undipa pay more than that. It's just a gift. Yafana nonga ndikasangana na pastor Murodi nongompa $50. Ukasangana na pastor Murodi nonga pastor oi $50. Amba tanga uzati mari yawandipa ikwane here because ini ndinechi. The employer we pastor ndemwari ndiye anomuchengeta. Ana Kuda Tagwirei, they are just using their money kuita things that make them happy. And if 450 makes them happy, makes them feel like they are serving the Lord, then it serves them right. Then we'll talk about the issue yekuti mari yoya pakupi later and what.
I want to feel pity for my brother Chamisa. It seems like he always makes terrible choices. He ran away from AFM politics. He plunges into SDA prostitution with his RPF. It never rains, but it pours for him. Happy Sabbath, advocates. Pastor Nanda akufunga kutiza JRM. Don't join SDA. Don't time below my 450.
Sarcastic
What do
mokari.
you think? Well, inzungu haano. Isatinga kwezwe zvedu nezvinhu zvakadaro.
450 in Zimbabwe imari shoma here for a pastor who is being taken off by the church already, who has got a house anenge achigara inenge ichionwa nechurch already, anombosangana nevatende vachimupa zvidiki already, obva apiwa futi 450 yobva yanzi idzungu. Do you know kuti mapastor ekuzayoja anopiwa mari? Mapastor ekuzayoja Forward in Faith anopiwa mari. Of course, let's forget about magift anopiwa chichi. But pastors, they don't earn that much, and they don't get into that position of a pastor to satisfy their needs zvekudaro uro kuti vatonzi vatopfuma kuti vawane inonzi healthy salary. Not forgetting that 450 is also a moderate salary in Zimbabwe, considering what my civil servant chaiyo, most of them vanogona kutambira below that, and a lot of people varutoshanda varutambira below that. Why would Apostle TF Chiwenga
Level yoyo
dismiss salary?
takadarika.
Oh, because level yo makadarika.
The last issue that I want to say to Advocate Thabani Mpofu is that is your conscience limited to SDA Church as a citizen, or your conscience cares about the welfare of all Zimbabweans? Could you speak to your fellow church member, Mr. Kuda Tagwirei, and ask him to build a new hospital in every major province? Could you condemn the donations that are being done by Chivayo of cars to people who are living in areas where there's no clean water to drink. How does a businessman donate cars to people who are drinking contaminated water? Do I need a car or I need clean water running our taps? Do I need a car or I need electricity? Do I need a car or my children need to attend school on time? Instead of buying Raptor vehicles, why don't we build another clinic in Epworth? Because we are suffering from a problem of what I could call vagabondism, where people have resources, they don't know what to use them for.
Yes.
Zimbabwe doesn't have a problem of lack of resources. We see people dishing out cars like confetti, which means they have the money.
Yes.
Think about it. We could use that money to build infrastructure that strengthens our nation and it saves the poorest in our communities. That is what you could do.
Well, suppose to see if Chiwenga's suggestion is very noble. Could he, instead maybe of giving people cars, why can't you do something that empowers them, like building schools, like building clinics or hospitals, like doing something which is for the greater benefit of the majority, not a single individual? But it raises questions also if you are talking about a person like Dr. Kuda Tagwirei, who already has got a clinic. Is in Arundel, you know, the Arundel clinic, if I'm not mistaken. And that clinic, it actually saves my patients for free. So, tikataura manje kuti ange pasina zvavanotoita, I'm reliably told kuti kutori nemaproject hobo avari kuita, which if God permits kutoita maprocess acho ekuti we are going to showcase maproject avari kuita, vakatoita zvinhu zvavakavaka, including even machurch. And but on a score, but those things were not publicized. There's someone whom a lot of people didn't know about Dr. Kuda Tagwirei until recently. A picture out the same way that you didn't know about the works that he does. You wouldn't know. If you didn't know the man, you couldn't know all sorts. But one perfect example is Arundel Clinic. So kana tichitaura kana tichisuggest kuna Kuda Tagwirei kuti why instead of donating cars, why can't you build a clinic? We should also bear in mind that he already has a clinic atotoziva iri operator and probably patorine mamwe arutoita. The same goes with Wigno Chivayo. Of course, he has donated a lot of cars which he has actually raised questions. Vanhu vakati, hey, weekne usingadonate ma-ambulance, usingadonate machichi. Recently donated 10 ma-ambulance. Vanhu pavatanga ngopopota futi. Hey, mari iyoyo ndenyika, hey, mazobirwa. Kandi ndodonata futi mamwe 20. Vapopota, hey, what. So, zvandingaedza ngotona ndezvengoti, you will never make people happy. Haumbokwanisa kufadza vanhu zvekudaro, especially kana vanhu vachidhauta kuti mari iyo haisi yako kana vachifunga kuti mari iyo ndeye corruption nachi, people will always say something. But madonation emaambulance akaitwa vanhu vangocriticize, and that is the same thing Apostle Chiwenga chautaura. Why can't they donate my ambulance? Why can't they donate my schools? They've done that and they are still criticized.
But I think it's a commendable thing. What I don't know is whether Evangelist Marufu is also receiving his own salary from this quarter. Because kana tichisangana musi Friday, dai tikasangana vanhu vakaguta asi tisina kuguta nefufuro.
Ndozvandaitaura kuti Apostle Chiwenga kana kuti yakudebate ndavauye vasina maprejudice yaya nema-lack of respect nekakudzikisira vanhu. And what I hope is Evangelist Marufu is not receiving that 450 because that's down vanenge vachiita zvenzara what should not set at the tone that the debate will go. Evangelist Marufu meanwhile vakanyarara vasimbotaura.
Saka from today onwards ndikasangana napastor wokuSDA ndenda kuvamhurisa ndichiti vakaguta maswera sei. iri kugutsai here mari yezanu. Motikari haisi philanthropy. There is no Zimbabwean who needs a donation of a car.
Yes.
Zimbabweans need clean water.
Yes.
Zimbabweans need proper roads. Zimbabweans need functioning hospitals.
Yes.
Zimbabweans need affordable education.
Yes.
Zimbabweans need decent salaries for civil servants.
Yes.
Zimbabweans need competent and just criminal justice system. Zimbabweans, they need their rights to be respected, especially by the state. Nobody needs a car in Zimbabwe. Anybody who says I need a car is lying to you. He doesn't know the definition of the word need. Apana munhu ane need nemota. Motor is a want, it's not a need. Nobody will die because they are not driving.
Yes, true.
No. A car is not a need. A car is a want. Anybody who is receiving a car, you must understand that those who are donating cars to you are branding you a fool by the car they are giving you.
Yes.
I am a fool.
Of course, no Zimbabwean need a car. That's very, very true. But who is being addressed here? If you are addressing the government, talking about setting their priorities right, of course you say you don't need to donate cars to citizens. No, you need to ensure that there is a good service delivery. You need to ensure that they've got insurance. You need to ensure that the standard of life, employment creation, and a whole lot of stuff. But people like Kuda Tagwirei, Whitney Uchivayo, these are private citizens. And as much as we would allege that they are corrupt, we would allege that they are siphoning from the government, but we cannot address them in their personal capacity about service delivery, about the standard of living. They are not the government. We should be able to separate issues. We should be able to address the government as the government. So munhu kana achipa gift, a gift is a gift. Munhu anochoose what is comfortable with giving you. If they feel like they want to give you a car, because it's a gift, you have to accept the gift being the car. You can't say, no, you have given me a car, but I don't need a car. What I actually need is a house. Hausiro mutambirwa antu wamagift. Hurumende ndio yatinouza kuti no, musadonate mota kuma-citizen chakadaro. Instead of this one vehicle you need 100,000, let us build 5 houses for pensioners. Ndozva munoita kana muchitaura negovernment. But when you are talking about private citizens like Kuda Tagwirei ava, zvavaita ndizvozvo. And if we want to talk about corruption, we talk about corruption yakazvimirira. If we want to talk about their linkage with the total yakazvimirira, kwete kuti vatatanga kuudzana Kuda Tagwirei kuti hey, isusu we need basic service delivery. No. I want to conclude this video by asking this question, which I will answer, and you have to answer it also for yourself. Is it wrong for Kuda Tagwirei to pay SDA pastors? If he has the resources to do so, is it wrong for Kuda Tagwirei to pay my SDA pastor if he has the resources to do so? And let us say that Kuda Tagwirei is ZANU-PF, which he is effectively ZANU-PF, and let us assume that Kuda Tagwirei is wicked and ZANU-PF is wicked. Should the SDA and SDA pastors reject the money avari kupiwa because iri kubva Kuda Tagwirei watinge tichiti iye ari wicked? I want to give you a verse which I'm showing per screen. Inotaura iyo kuti the wicked they lay up their riches for the righteous. Vakaipa vanounganidza pfuma yavo yese kuti isusu vatsvene anazigo tizoenjoya. And if Kuda Tagwirei is wicked, if he is corrupt, and if ZANU-PF is wicked and is corrupt, and mari yavanenge vachibira nyika ichipedzisira yapinda maoko memapasta, then it serves them right, because that is what the Bible says. Kuti vakaipa vanounganidza pfuma yavo kuti izotorwa nevatsvene, and mapasta kana aitora, we are very happy. Mario ichatoshanda for the advancement of the gospel. kana shoko rakuparidzwa hapana panozoonekwa kuti shoko riri kumaiki yakatengwa nemari yekuba here kana kuti aiwa vanhu vanofanira kupona vanozongopona. But maybe I could be wrong, which sometimes I am. Kindly correct me. The question is it wrong for Kuda Tagwirei to pay SDA pastors if he has the resources? And let us assume that Kuda Tagwirei is corrupt, Kuda Tagwirei is wicked, SDA church inofana kuacceptera magift ake. And with that we are out.
Ariko machechi maharare evanhu vasina kusvika grade 7 chete arimo. Kungoti tiri life. Zigo anozoita sei anozoplay. Zigo anozoita sei ingadai ndaita name some of them. Zigo anozoita ariko machechi maharare ekuti ndevanhu vasina kusvika grade 7 chete. Grade 7 chete. Noenda paFacebook sonyatsonoti munhu akasvika grade 7 anogara sei? Zigo anozoita sei? So Mwari vakanaka vanogadzira machechi emunhu chi wese. Grade 7 chete. Kungoti tiri life. Zigo anozoita sei anozoplay.
Ladies and gentlemen, company yedu Logo Solar Tech. These days we are always busy. Tichijekesa nyika magetsi kumunhu wese. And let there be light, bringing light to the world. And nothing ndina Mr. Ketch and sikuvaperekedza hangu kwavari kuenda ndiri kuvadeploya ndiri kuvaassaina ndiri kuvaendesa mufield. Mr. Ketch mune team panapa.
Yeah, nhasi tine team takananga pakaroi. Pakaroi toda unoita solar system, tobva taita house wiring and tubing, a full house wiring. It's a 7-roomed house. Tobva tasiya musha wese wane magetsi. Alright, saka munotoitawo mawiring chindaifunga pamwe munongonoshandisa magetsi ari mumba kana pasina magetsi makuti haya mama-electrician. Tinorova wiring patotarisa material yese iri mukati muno ndewiring, sockets, chichichi zvese, malamps, solar acho zvese zviripo.
And this is properly packed. Ndoona vanhu vanenge vachiti zvinhu ndakaona zviri muchirori zvichigujurwa zvichidii.
Aiwa, tinenge takarongedza so nekombi yedu zvakanyatsosecure. You can see kuti zvese zvakanyatsosecure zvakanaka.
Aiwa, nice. Saka tichakuratidzai review the end product anenge waita, but nhasi tinongotaura padiki exclusive product service ramakarongera vanhu vemuZimbabwe vane mari, vari pakati nepakati, nevasina mari.
Okay, so for beginners tinowanzotanga something to do with fridge. Solar system inoishandisa fridge, a 3.2 kVA solar system. Inoaffordwa navanhu vakati one day.
Yes.
But iri a durable something. So this goes for $1,480.
Yes.
And then we go to 5 kVA. But takuenda kuma 5 kVA anenge ane mamwe ma-products kana kuti mamwe ma-brands ema-system zvichidependa nekuti client ari kuda zvipi. Nekuti umwe anogona kungoti inini I just need some must. Umwe obva ati inini I need day, I need Victron. Tinokwanisa kukuitira any package yaunoda zvichienderana nehomwe yako kuti iwe unozoaffordwa sei. So tinokwanisa kuita ma-packages yayo from 5, 10 achienda ma-packages kusvika to the biggest that you know. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, ma-numbers nofunga maona ndo vari kubuda pascreen. Uye mukasangana nekombi inoi inonzi Zigo kombi inoi, haina rimwe zita riripo, munongoona Zigo anenge aripo. Ukasangana nevanhu ava kwaiona uchida masola, wosangana nemota iyi, you are going to get a 2% discount. Ndini ndaiauthorize. Ukangosangana nemota iwo ndoona ndiripo, unopiwa ka discount kako kakanaka chibva watonyorwa quotation ipapa, kana nemunhu uri kuzoda masola nyorerwa yo quotation ipapo womhanya, and you actually make a lot of money. Ingori haasi masola chete, pane ma-ball installation, pane ma-CCTV installation nema-accessories and so munozofunga kuti ungosungirira masola chete. There is quite a lot of things that you can get. So abate on the numbers that are showing on the screen and you'll be good to go.